It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Why so serious, Dale?
I think Neil's frozen already.
Oh, like he looked like a grandpa, man.
Already frozen. Get off my lawn. It's off to a good start.
That's all right. I'm glad that we're doing this, though, Spenny. This is great that we can have Neil join us from Parts Unknown. When we get hooked up with him, he'll let us know. But in the meantime, Spenny in the house, KG in the house, I'm
Yes,
Sean
sir.
Belegian. We'll get hooked up with Neil.
Yeah, that's all tone right there. That face is all tone. What the hell? Shout out Neil, man.
You know, all right, so I'm going to start with something we were just talking about, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we're in.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm going to let the man take it now.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy, right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Nickel Package Friday. You know, you love it when you get the freeze 30 seconds before the theme song comes on. My name is Neil Rule. I'm here in Lawrence, Kansas. That is Sean Belegian. He's my friend. We got KG in the building. KG, what's really good?
You, man, Oakland basketball. You got to give us a recap, man. How's it going?
It's good. They actually played a lot better against Illinois. We're down by 2 in the second half there. It's still a work in progress. It's tough, man. And look, I'm not worried about Kansas. Oh, Spencer Raxter in the building as well.
Hello.
What up, Spenny?
How you doing?
Hello, Spenny. Good. No, but I'm excited. Number one team in the country tomorrow. Hunter Dickinson's not good. At least that's what I was told by Michigan
He is
fans.
a bum.
Hey, Michigan fans told me he's not good, so he's nothing to worry about.
No,
that
sir.
Michigan's better off without him. So, Sean, at Oakland by 1 million tomorrow, right?
Easily. They're gonna expose him in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, because he's not good. No, but I'm excited, man. Nickel Package Friday here today. A lot of stuff to get to, but this is going to go off the script a little bit. But I do want to get into this because looking into the Woodward Sports chat, subscribe, jump in there, get your thoughts in there as well. This Tyson-Jake Paul fight, Sean, dude, people are good. This could smash ratings, man, for real.
Yeah.
It could. Sean, people are fired up about this thing. You feeling it or what? I know you're a big fight guy.
100%. KG and I were just talking about it, and KG completely misconstrued me. You should have seen the look that he gave me when I said what I'm about to say, but let me finish the whole sentence. I don't trust Mike Tyson. And then KG kind of gave me this look, and I said, la, 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 la. If there is some kind of gentleman's agreement that a lot of people have already speculated there is, and Jake Paul shows his chin one time, Mike's going to knock him the bleep out. And it's going to happen quick, and it's going to, because I know everybody and their brother, the fix is in. There's no way they're going to end this quick, fast, in a hurry, et cetera, right? And what I'm saying to that is the ferociousness that is Mike Tyson. If he does it one time, Mike's going to knock him out. I'm convinced of it, and I'm here for it. Neil, I'm 100% here for it, man.
No, and Sean, look, here's where I'm at with it. I am what you just talked about with it. That this is an exhibition, this is staged, there's a ton of money on the line. Jake Paul Enterprises can't afford this to go down any other way. So I am in that crowd that you said. However, there was a sign yesterday. Did any of you guys see that interview he did with the kid reporter?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Where he's talking about legacy and what does your legacy matter? You're dead. It was so on brand with Mike Tyson. But Sean, here's the deal. Here's what gave me some hope. And we're all going to watch. I think the team's going to get together. We're going to get down in the conference room tonight. We're all going to watch. Here's what gave me hope about it, though. He went into that Mike Tyson mental space during that interview where he escapes reality, where he's in his own reality. And Sean, the only hope I have is that he does go to that spot where that like warrior boxer thing takes over and he says, we're in a fight now. And that's it. So I'm hopeful. I don't expect it, but there is that degree of hope, Sean, that I have.
You know what? Honestly, Neil, I worry for Jake Paul in this regard. If the instincts truly take over, it's going to be Drago Creed. It is. I mean, it is. And he's going to hit him, and he's going to look at him and put the arm up and everything. He is going to knock him the bleep out. And that's I want to see if it's legitimate. In my mind, I think we will know a mere 2 minutes into that fight if this is legitimate or not, KG.
Hey, real quick, I just want to offer, technically this isn't an exhibition, Neil. It is a sanctioned fight. It's going 8 rounds. I know they're using like 14-ounce gloves to kind of, supplement the damage, but this is a real fight, technically. It's on the books.
Oh, okay, technically. Yeah, all right. KG. Tell me about technically some more. Yeah. No, sanctioned. And I didn't see, I'd have to look and double check it, but there are some pretty big payouts that are going. Pretty big payouts that would not generally be available to Mike Tyson. So I don't know. I just think that Jake Paul Enterprises will take over. And look, if I'm Mike Tyson, I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking my 7-figure, my 10-figure payout for it, and I'm keeping it pushing. But Sean, deep down in my heart, and for me, even the skeptic, I am like the rest of everyone else. That hope sells me, Sean. The hope of that sells me because I want what you want. I want to see a glimpse back to my childhood. I want to see a glimpse back to mental instability. I want to see this go down that way. The hope will hook me in.
No, it does. And I go back to, and I think everybody, regardless of age, you've seen Mike's fights. I mean, it's insanity. When he came back and he fought Peter McNeely, it was like, Neil, it's exactly what you said. It was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is like years ago Mike Tyson. And everybody thought he was back, and obviously it didn't turn out that way. This is an opportunity for him to show everybody that he was undoubtedly the baddest man alive for a long period of time. And obviously the Buster Douglas situation took the shine off that. But as years have gone on, it's amazing to me. It's like that reputation seems to be going up again, and deservedly so. He just disassembled guys. He was fascinating to watch. There was nothing like him. And so, yes, because of that, I'm going to find out about 2 minutes into that fight if this is legitimate. There is no possible way that Jake Paul should hang with this guy, even at 58 years old. There is no possible way. And his physique right now, I mean, he looks like prime Tyson. He really does. So, dude, I'm in. I feel like a sucker. I think everybody else feels like a sucker, but gosh damn it, call me Lollipop. I'm in.
Sean, and that's great. And I love that, right? Like, that's why we like sports. But yes, reported payouts, Jake Paul will pocket around $40 million. Mike Tyson set to earn about $20 million for the fight. That's a lot of money. Yeah. That's a lot of money to go off script. CL Smooth in the chat. Jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe. Get your thoughts in there. CL Smooth, can we stop pretending that anything besides the Lions matters? Talk about how we're going to drag Jacksonville. LFG. CL Smooth. Yes, we are going to get there. It's a 2-hour show. This is relevant in the world of sports right now. This will be probably the most watched thing over the weekend.
Yeah.
Believe that. It probably will be. So we're going to get there. We got the whole Lions Jag segment coming up. It's a nickel package Friday. Lions nickel package, college football. We got it all, everybody. We absolutely do. Woodward Sports chat thread at D411. I live in Lawrence, Kansas. Cool, man. I'm happy. I'm happy to be in your hometown.
Go buy Neil a drink, man. Come on, go buy him a drink. Don't just tell me you live there.
Cool
Offer
story,
Neil
bro.
something. What the hell? You're better than that.
Cool story, bro.
Cool. Robert Close. Netflix pre-fight documentaries, great stuff. The way all championship fights should be done. No, and Sean, real quick to kind of wrap this discussion up because CL Smooth says we should move on. Real quick, the training footage backs up your argument. Because these two guys are doing different things in the training footage. And I think that's gone a long way, too, in helping sell me on it. Because even at 58, pushing 60, Jesus Christ, man.
I told y'all.
You want no part of that.
I thought the shit was a joke. It's not.
Jake Paul's going to win.
Neil, this is what happens. Like, people out there, they don't understand our age. When you get your 3-pack back, you're happy. Hey, man, I may never have my 6-pack, but my 3-pack is back,
3-pack's strong.
Every day I go like this. I go, honey, look, I got 3 for you. I'm never going to have 6 again. Mike's got 20. He's got the 20-pack in there, dude. It's insanity.
Incredible shape.
Good for him for getting that job done and putting that work in. And Neil, here I go again. Lollipop's going to go off on a tangent. You don't put in all that work to look that good to go play a game. That's what my brain's telling me. You don't go and make yourself look like that guy from 30 years ago to go in there and, well, this is my friend. I think he's going to beat the shit out of him. I do. It might be slow and methodical, but the instincts are going to... He shows it one time. Mike's going to knock him out. You better call the paramedics.
DNC ENT, Sean, he's effing 58. Jake is 28. Boxing's a stamina and a chin game. Both are the first things to go. No, the longer it goes on, obviously, the better that is for Jake Paul. There is no doubt about that. But the hope, man, the hope. KG, I got something for you real quick before we cut to the first break and get things rolling. I talked with DQ Cole.
Hey,
Pontiac
shout out.
Native. Talked to him yesterday here on the way down. And I asked him flat out. I said, DQ, am I good in any hood in Pontiac? And he said, absolutely.
Hey.
Absolutely you are. He said you don't got to check in. He said you are repping Pontiac all the way. So me and the Yak are tight, KG. I just want you to know that. I can verify that with Jamal Cain doing his thing for the New Orleans Pelicans. So, KG, I want you to get it into the committee that I am officially good in any hood in Pontiac. Don't need to check in, nothing, KG.
I got you. I'm texting them right now. We're going to get that word in. I promise you, man. We working on it. We should have it before Christmas, man.
Yeah, I know. We'll get, when Terry Foster comes on over the holiday, we'll get Black Santa to vouch for me as well.
Got you.
No, it is, though. Sean, it's great. Look at the chat. The chat's electric right now about this.
Who was the dude that talked about 58 verse 28?
DNC ENT.
Okay, DNC ENT. You are completely dismissing old man strength.
Right. And experience.
Sorry. I Mike Tyson's gonna lose. Jake Paul's gonna win this fight, and it pains me to say that.
Why do you think that?
Because Jake Paul is an actual boxer. He really is. You look at the boxing matches that anybody look at the first 5 professional boxing matches that Mike Tyson had. You can't tell me the names of his opponents. Look at the first 5 professional boxing matches any professional boxer has ever had. You can't tell me the name of their opponents. The only difference is Jake's doing it against guys that we already know their names. They're just not boxers.
Mike ain't fight retired UFC people either.
Mike hasn't fought anybody. He fought Roy Jones Jr. 3 years ago, and Roy Jones Jr. looked worse than Mike did at that point. He's not pretending to be a boxer. He is dedicating his life to this. He has been boxing for a while now, and he is completely serious about this. This guy could make millions and millions of dollars posting poop prank videos on YouTube, but instead he's dedicating his life to boxing. He's with Croc Gym now. They're backing him. They're training him. And if you look at the track record of guys from Croc Gym, they knock out their next opponent. Mike Tyson's power is there, but the age gap is too much for him to overcome. It's truly, I talked about it on the heavyweights yesterday as being like that old folktale where it's the guy going up against the railroad spike machine, and he's hammering the railroad spikes in by hand, and there's the machine going, and he beats the machine, but he dies at the end. And it's I don't think you can beat the test of time, even if you are Iron Mike Tyson. If this was 10 years ago, if this was 15 years ago, yeah, but the man is 60 years old. I hate to say it because I love Mike Tyson and I want to see him win, but it's just not going to happen.
This ain't Tyron Woodley. That's all I got to say to that.
Two things, and I love that Kronk's back. Let me start with that. Kronk is back, and that's a beautiful thing. I'm a firm believer in what Mike Tyson says. Everybody's got a plan.
John Henry, people.
Like honestly, until you get hit in the face, and that man has never been hit by this. Neil, I go back to George Foreman. George Foreman was a gimmick. Ha ha! Look at Fat George in there. Ha ha ha! And he hit Michael Moore, and Michael Moore has never been hit that hard in his life.
Yep.
Okay, and Michael Moore. Same thing that happened. If Mike gets him one time, he's going to lay down. It's nap time.
And
that's just the way it is. That's boxing.
And I'm sorry, Jake Paul fought somebody with boxing technique and a boxing background, and he lost that fight in a convincing fashion.
Yeah, and that guy's not 60 years old.
I understand that, man, but I'm leaning on Tyson's experience, man. He's been in there. He's done this way too many times. He can survive deep waters, and he's in incredible shape for his age.
Tommy Williamson in the Woodward Sports Chat. Spenny is a Jake Pauler. Who would have guessed? I'm not a Jake Pauler. I hope Jake Paul gets knocked out. He is the prototypical, stereotypical douchebag. But I'm also not Shawnee Blue Skies. Yeah. I'm also not Lollipop.
He hasn't fought anybody credible. That's my only
Mike
argument.
Tyson is 60 years old,
It don't
man.
matter.
Jake Paul just has to avoid him for 5 rounds, and then he won't be able to breathe
Ain't no
out there.
avoiding Mike Tyson.
Guys.
Ain't no avoiding
Are you
Mike
serious?
Tyson, bro.
This isn't prime Mike Tyson.
You know what?
This is grandfather Mike
don't
Tyson.
matter,
But
bro.
please actually think about it.
Spenny, but to your point, you're absolutely. Do you really think that Jake Paul's ego will allow him to run away from Mike Tyson for 5 rounds?
Yes,
Ain't no running from Mike. That's the whole point. Mike is chasing him down the whole night.
He's 60 years old, KG. This
don't
isn't
matter,
Mike
bro.
Tyson. He can't chase him around all night. He'll pass out.
Okay.
Neil, I want the whole gang back.
See.
Bring me Teddy Atlas. I want Kevin Rooney. I want the entire gang back.
Right.
I want them all.
Joe Tessitore.
Oh my God! See, hey, through all this, you guys, they win. That's who was the winner of this argument.
They got
100%.
They got us, man.
Winner, man. Job so well done. Caleb Brewer, it's going to be rigged. I don't know. Sean, you hooked me. Job well done, Sean Belisian. I'm in. I'm hopeful. You did it. Hey, look, I'm having my coffee. Hotel coffee. It's just not Sabbath coffee, Spenny.
It's not Sabbath coffee, but if you want Sabbath coffee, all you got to do is pick up the phone and start dialing, because Sabbath coffee will deliver locally sourced specialty coffee right to your door. You just got to subscribe at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Sabbath Coffee Roasters, they're the best coffee in the game. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first order. Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule here for shop.woodwardsports.com. That's right, the very best in Detroit sports wearables. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well, and you have access to it all. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Nickel Package Friday. Neil Rule here in Lawrence, Kansas. Golden Grizzlies and the #1 team in the nation, the Kansas Jayhawks, coming up tomorrow. Sean Belisian there, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there. People are just fired up about this Tyson Paul fight. Who knew? Who knew, man? Mike Tyson still got it. And just remember, all these arguments, the only winner is Netflix. As we're going to find out.
And boxing. Say what you want about Jake Paul. He brings, like again, I hate to be the guy defending him because I don't like Jake Paul.
This is crazy,
He's a douchebag, and I would love nothing more than Mike Tyson to knock him out. But I just can't, as a analyst, say that that's going to happen. Yeah. I look at Jake Paul, and he is a heel. He's a certified heel. He's bringing more eyes to boxing than anybody but Tyson Fury has in the past 10 years.
It's a fact.
No question.
Anybody that knows me, Neil, I know you know this. I love boxing. I got a chance to know the late Emmanuel Stewart very well, and it puts a smile on my face. There are a lot of people that thought that boxing is dead, and I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but thank you, Jake Paul, for reminding people how great the sweet science is. And I'm being deadly serious when I say that. What he's done for a sport that I don't know, was it on life support?
It's not completely dead because there's plenty of great fighters still in the fight game, but it doesn't have the same luster that it used to, especially with the rise of UFC.
And it was
I keep hearing people say that about boxing, but then when I look at the biggest fights, the biggest celebrities are there. The pay-per-view numbers are the highest. Like, look throughout history of pay-per-view numbers. It's always boxing.
I love it.
They make an ish ton of money. You know, like people keep telling me that, but I don't see it. Hey, Canelo Alvarez signs a $300+ million deal with DAZN. Like, the top level boxers still command an audience. Mike Tyson still. Look at this chat.
Yeah.
Look at how many millions of people are going to watch this thing on Netflix. And yes, it's Jake Paul, but make no mistake, that's still Mike Tyson.
Yeah. But Neil, you know, the reason being for that is because in boxing, the promoters don't give people the fights that they want to see, or they'll stall those fights out for money reasons or whatever the case may be. And UFC kind of took over in that regard because, you know, say what you want about Dana White, he always puts the best fights on that people want to see. He puts the top fighters in the world against each other constantly. And that's kind of where boxing fell by the wayside. That's kind of where they lost popularity. But to your point, they're still one of the biggest grossing sports, if not the biggest grossing sport around.
Neil, you know what it is? And I'm going to go back about 20 years ago. There was an unbelievable trilogy, Irish Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. Like, two of the three fights were just unbelievable. The first one was phenomenal. One of the greatest fights, like, ever, period. Don't take my word for it. Emmanuel Stewart said that. There was no buzz. There was no buzz. Back in the day when we were kids, I mean, Hagler, Hearns, and when Sugar Ray came back and took on Hagler, it seemed like the world stopped. The difference to me is buzz. The buzz is going to other places now, and you're not getting the buzz about a lot of these fights, and it's too damn bad because, KG, as you said, there are still unbelievable fights happening every few months that nobody's talking about mainstream, and that's what disappoints me as somebody who appreciates the sweet science.
Yeah, and I would say this, too. Like, when's the last time John Jones fought? It's been a minute, man. Like,
Saturday.
You know,
he's fighting tomorrow.
He's got to stay out of the problems with the law and all that kind of stuff. And look, in the chat, Jake Wegener, UFC definitely has issues getting fights together too. No, they absolutely do. Absolutely.
They have a star power issue in the UFC right now. There's no superstars.
You're right. You're right.
And Spenny, bingo. That was perfect, man, because that's what I was driving at. Where they don't. That initial wave that really hooked UFC onto the mainstream with, you know, Rampage Jackson,
it was a golden era,
Chuck Liddell and all those guys. Those days are gone, man. Like, I would argue UFC's biggest star is Conor McGregor still.
Oh, wow.
You know, is he not, though? Like, who's their biggest star?
Not
if you went around the world and said, who's UFC's biggest star still to this day? Like, there's some Mike Tyson vibes to Conor McGregor now.
Yeah, probably Israel Adesanya, I would offer, but
I don't know. He got his ass whooped a couple times.
He did get his ass whooped.
Dude, he shattered his leg like 3.5 years ago too. I mean, that's crazy. That's forever ago now, and yet he's still Conor McGregor. I mean, it's amazing.
I think the UFC, they need stars bad. They're looking at, John Jones. They're milking this fight out of him because Jones-Stipe is going to be the wash that Tyson Paul is. Like, John Jones is going to beat the absolute shit out of Stipe Miocic. I love Stipe. He is arguably the greatest heavyweight in the history of the UFC.
Legend.
But, again, he's too old. He's been out of it. And John Jones is the greatest fighter in the history of the UFC. And if Stipe catches John with one, he'll just wrestle fuck him for the rest of the fight because he's one of the best wrestlers in the history of the UFC. But he was the superstar. He's going to retire either after this fight or after he fights Aspinall, which will be after this fight. The next biggest star was Sean O'Malley. He just got his ass whooped. He's not the star anymore. They don't have a superstar. Jake Paul has more star power than the UFC. It's flat out.
No, absolutely. And Spenny, to back that up too, look at this weekend, right? The biggest star in UFC, Bones Jones, is fighting tomorrow night. What are people in the chat talking about right now?
Yeah,
Tyson Paul.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's absolutely it. Did want to change it up though. One thing that we don't expect to go a lot of rounds. And look, I'm glad that we got into that a little bit. And I know that in the chat they said, "Well, are we going to talk Lions, Jags?" Sean, I want to lay this down like this. And you and I we'll be together at Second Best on Sunday morning for the pregame show like we always are. Sean, this Lions Jags game. What do you want me to say?
Right.
Like they're a 14-point favorite. The Jags aren't in the Lions weight class. I don't know, and we're new to this, so you'll have to forgive me a little bit like this, Sean, because when was the last time? This is my simple question about the game. Sean, when was the last time the Lions had a mere formality?
Tennessee. I'm going to go to Tennessee. Didn't we kind of feel that way with that? Now I feel it with more emphasis this week, especially with Mac Jones.
Bingo.
Make no mistake about it. But the Tennessee game, and you know what? I think, Neil, the funny thing about this is we almost feel guilty for being suddenly cocky Lion fans, and we shouldn't feel guilty. We shouldn't feel guilty. You're right. This is still relatively new to us. It is. Even for those of us that saw some of the glory days back in the year. They don't have a chance on Sunday. There is no chance. Don't say this is the National Football League. Oh, man, don't you? Hey, I was the guy telling people when you and I were together on Monday, hey, man, remember last year, the Chiefs? You're going to lose games that you're not supposed to lose in the National Football League. They lost to a crappy Denver team. They lost to Aiden freaking O'Connell and the Las Vegas Raiders. It's going to happen. Not this week, not at home, not this team. It's not going to happen. So I'll tell you where my guilt is. We're going to have a great time down at Second Best Bar. We always do, right? But it's almost like, can we use the party for a different day? Can we go down there and party on a different day, Neil? Because this is a mere formality. It is. And famous last words, and I know there are going to be some people in there, I can't believe you're disrespecting a pro team like that. Fuck off. They're going to pound the Jacksonville Jaguars. Honestly, come on now.
Yeah.
There is no other outcome that it's even possible to happen. There's just not. And it's time, man, because I know that there'll be people in the chat, and even Sam Flannel's talking about Jacksonville's edges and stuff like that. Flannel said Tennessee was definitely a formality as well. Didn't feel like a formality there in that first quarter. I don't think you'll even get that out of Jacksonville. This will be a stomping. And Sean, look, we're around professional sports for a living. You know that I never say this, man, because the other team drives Mercedes too. But not this Sunday. Not this Sunday. This will be a stomping. This will be absolutely, as I talked about, just a mere formality. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It doesn't matter what the Jags do. They have Mac Jones. And no, Chuck Brewer, Neil, to keep it on topic, do the Jags have a puncher's chance? No.
Not at all.
There is no chance. None whatsoever. This is a walkover. And Sean, to be honest with the people, I don't know on Sunday, man, when we're down at Second Best, I don't know what they want me to say, man. For real, I can't take 30 minutes previewing the X's and O's of this game.
No, and you know what it comes back to, Neil? Like honestly, I think a lot of times we as fans, this is new to us. I think you nailed that right on top of the head. You almost feel guilty, like you're just completely dismissing a team, as the Lions were dismissed so many times in our life. And there's nothing to feel guilty about. I mean, this is where it's at. How many times have we, and this was my biggest issue with one John Joseph Harrington, right? How many times did he come out and to use the blue skies, guys, this is a teachable moment. and this is, everything's going to be okay. We'll learn from this and move on. And after the 5th, 6th, 7th time, you're like, when are you graduating, man? When does graduation happen? I'm sick of these lessons. Now it's time to graduate, right? And the Lions are learning lessons now after wins. Guess what? Sunday night in Houston, that was a lesson. And I would much rather learn a lesson after a win than learn the lesson after a loss. And any coach will tell you, you know when the best time to pound on a team is? After they win an ugly game, a quote-unquote ugly game, okay? And these guys are pissed. They know what happened Sunday night. Of course they're happy with the outcome. But what do you think is going on in this offense's mind right now? Hey, man, we got to button some things up. If we want to get to where we need to be, we have to start getting in some good habits. There's no better way to get in some good habits than against a team that's been mailing it in and is starting Mac Jones. And that's what's going to happen this weekend, man. Take care of business and get yourself out of there and start looking ahead to next week.
I just put 2 units on the Lions minus 13.5.
Sure.
Nice.
I mean, aggressive, but hey, if you get off that 14, I got no problem with that. Woodward Sports chat thread, Mike O. Neil, maybe open the drapes. Vitamin D is underrated. The drapes, as you can see, are back there, and it's very sunny here. So that would create a lot of backlighting, which would darken. You got to understand the angles, Mike O. So that's it. So we can't do that. CL Smooth, that's the stuff. Thank you, guys. Well, CL, I'm glad you're happy with that nuanced breakdown. It's time to kick off Nickel Package Friday. When we come back, some Lions nickel package. But hey, as I was just talking about, Sean Belizean and I will be downtown at Second Best, 42 Watson Street for the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Don't forget too, we kick off football Sundays. Terry Foster, Matthew Broder, Woodward and Maine, 8 to 9 a.m. They give way to us. We'll be out there for the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show, brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. We will smash some of the best chicken wings in the game, the very best chicken sandwich in the game, and chase it all with some New Holland Brewing products. That's it. I mean, it looks like a great time, everybody. Make sure you tap in. Slide on down there. Look, we're all going to be kind of jovial on Sunday. There's not a lot of importance with what's going on at Ford Field, so react accordingly. Get right, everybody. Slide on through. Second Best. Come get some.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward Sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, and the Heavyweights. Brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee and Les Stanford Automotive. Great drinks like Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, Tangerine Space Machine, Taller Long Drink, great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Les Stanford Automotive. Come get some.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
1800 Tequila is the official tequila of the Detroit Lions live watch party and post-game show here at Woodward Sports. They're also a proud partner of the Detroit Lions. They've got the Lions-themed bottles out now. You can go get some at your local liquor store. 1800 Tequila, the smoothest taste of tequila, and please drink responsibly.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule down here in Lawrence, Kansas. Golden Grizzlies, Kansas Jayhawks tomorrow at 6 p.m. That is Sean Belizean there back at the studio in Birmingham with KG, with Spencer Raxter, with all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there like Dante 151. When the Lions won last week against the Texans, it was full-on buy one, get one for the next 2, even 3 weeks for the Lions. No letdowns at all. Lions will throw a trash can at the Jags, Colts, and Bears. Now, in a road game, you'll never hear me act like that. You just never will. And a road game with the Colts, who are a 500 team. There could be some issues there, but this week, have a party. Get down to second best early and get it in, everybody. Get it. Go throwback to the old Silverdome days. All right, you can do whatever you want down there. Just like TA, you can do whatever. Just like TA would say, you can do whatever you want. So jump into the chat, get your thoughts out there. You guys ready to rock some nickel packages, man?
Let's do it.
All right, first question. We'll start with the Lions. First question of the Detroit Lions nickel package. Dang, I didn't even send my own nickel package into Slack. What a ball drop from me. Let me
Sorry.
scroll
Hey,
down
you want
here
me to step in for first down, Spenny?
I got it. All right, first question of the Lions nickel package. Who has been the better coordinator so far this year, Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson?
Look, I know that we've been glazing up Aaron Glenn lately, and rightfully so. Absolutely rightfully so, because he caught a lot of slander. But let's make no mistake, Ben Johnson is one of the top 2 offensive minds in the NFL. And, of course, we got to pay homage to the man that is Andy Reid. But, I mean, we forget about Ben Johnson. Look at all this chicanery that's going on. And Sean, we have full on started to take this Lions offense for granted. They are an elite unit, elite offense in the National Football League.
My emotional reaction is to say Aaron Glenn for the reasons that you just stated. If I'm acting emotionally, okay, especially with what he has at his disposal and what he doesn't have at his disposal, and I keep going over this. They basically said he and Holmes basically said, let's crumble up what we had for cornerbacks, throw it away, and start over. Emotionally, the answer is Aaron Glenn. Logically, the way you just explained it,
yeah,
I got to go with Ben.
I mean, without AG, you probably have 4 losses on your record, though.
Easily.
Yeah,
and I can give him his flowers. And the only problem that I have with a question like this, was it you that came up with this, Spenny?
Yes.
Is when you explain it, you almost feel like you're slandering the other guy.
Yeah.
Right,
and
right.
that isn't the case here. There's no slander towards either one of them. But
yeah,
I think Ben's in that elite category, no doubt.
And Sean, I would back it up to say this, and I would just ask the question: losing which one would hurt more?
definitely Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
But
You got to say it.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, you got to say it. Spenny, I'm
Second down.
interested to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Aaron Glenn as so far this year. Ben Johnson, he had a couple games where the offense wasn't doing so great,
Tampa.
and we saw what happened with the Lions offense when they lost their starting left tackle. Right, we said they were getting pressure on Jared Goff. That resulted in him throwing some interceptions, and that was just with Taylor Decker gone. Now imagine losing Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell for the entire year.
Right.
Because that's what happened with the defense.
There you go.
They lost Aiden Hutchinson, who was the best player in football until he got injured, and Marcus Davenport for the entire year. So I think that's what plays into it for me. But next question.
Real quick, Spenny. Real quick, Spenny, in the chat, Rando Smalls. Who's your favorite child? Whichever one's being good at the moment. There you go. That's the one that I like the best. All right, Spenny, second down.
All right, second down. Next question of the Lions nickel package. Will Zadarius Smith get a sack in his Lions debut?
absolutely.
Mac Jones.
You have to think so, right? Like
Absolutely.
you have to think so, and you would think that AG's even going to dial that up and try to scheme up a way to make that happen. And Sean, like that will bring the house down.
And, so much talk about what the Lions did for him last week. And, he's going to want to make immediate dividends. And you're absolutely right. He becomes an instant hero in Detroit. He already is, but he does it there. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I think it's a given.
Yeah, the Jaguars' offensive line is terrible.
Mm-hmm. And they got a pylon back there in Mac Jones.
Yeah.
So,
you would think, man, and that crowd's just gonna fall out, man. It's gonna be awesome to see. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there, get your thoughts out there. I had it and I lost it. It was one of the haters in the chat. Copa Celtic Sushi. Neil's at the Motel 6 watching the show, just like the rest of everybody else that's watching it. We're in the Hilton, but I feel you there, Celtic. We're all right though. We're doing okay.
That's a flex, Neil.
You getting a fruit bowl delivered to you for room service?
No, I had to go downstairs and get it, but I did get the fruit with the Greek yogurt, and the coffee and all that stuff.
Shout out to Herman Moore. He had me and Easy up in
shout out.
Where was it?
Soaring
Eagle Casino. Everything was comp. The room, first thing I did, get in there, ordered room service. Room service as soon as I got back from the show. It was awesome. But next question of the Lions nickel package. Do you expect the offense to treat Jacksonville like Tennessee? Ben Johnson came out recently and said it's time for this offense to start pulling its weight because the special teams and the defense have been playing so well lately. He said the other day it's time for the offense to start pulling their weight.
Yes, I do. Because when he comes out publicly and says that, then that creates expectations. And more importantly, if you don't do it, it creates doubt. So when you come out and you say things like that, you have to be prepared to act on them. I do think that offensively. Yeah, and look, man, I've never seen a game like that Tennessee game before, where you're taking over at the 20-yard line like 4 times in a row. Like that doesn't happen. So, yes, I would expect that. I would expect that from the offense. I would expect that from Ben Johnson.
And I think later on in the game, they're probably going to settle for a bunch of field goals as well. Like seriously, I mean, it's funny. I read something today about that game. It was my first year covering the Lions, and I think this is the highest spread since they played that game against Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. They ended up winning the game 44-0. Neil, I'm not going to say 44-0, but I think you're going to see that type of thing, vibes of that game, and certainly the vibes of the game against Tennessee last month.
Yeah, and Sean, just going back to it, based on what you said, how the Jaguars are not going to be able to score touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're just not. The Lions defense has already proven elite at keeping you out of the end zone. And field goals get you beat, especially on the road. So you guys can put all the pieces together.
They'll be lucky to score 10 points.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if
100%.
the score of this game was 47-9.
See, that's the type of stuff that's why I said settle for field goals. I can see the Lions getting their touchdowns earlier and then going, all right, let's show a little mercy. Jake Bates, go out there and hit a 38-yarder. Go hit a 45-yarder, whatever the case may be. I can see a scenario just like that.
No mercy.
You get
No
your
slander.
you get your 5 touchdowns, and then you tack on 3 field goals, and all of a sudden, there you are sitting there going, how the hell did we get 44 points? Well, that's why.
Which is a good segue to 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down. Speaking of which, if you're dropping 44, close to 50 points, you might see some backups in there. So 4th question of the nickel package, will we see Hendon Hooker in this game?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
We're going to see Hendon Hooker in the next 3 weeks.
Yes. 4th quarter.
Nothing more to say.
Fourth quarter. I don't think they'll insert him too early because much like that Tennessee game. Remember all the why isn't Hendon Hooker in there? Take Jared Goff out. I can see a scenario like that where he comes trotting out in the 4th quarter.
All right, 5th down, Spenny.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hendon Hooker got snaps in the next 3 games for the Detroit
right.
Lions. Final question of the Lions nickel package. Will this be the nail in the coffin for old Doug Peterson? Will he be the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach this time next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't think that there already is a final nail in his coffin, though. It's just a matter of, when do you want to hold the funeral?
Yeah.
You want to allow travel time for family members to get in from all over the country? Is he being cremated? You got to figure those things out. So the coffin's already closed, and it will be a closed casket funeral because they're a disaster. I was told Trevor Lawrence is elite. I was told Trevor Lawrence. Then I was told that Trevor Lawrence is here. Then I was told that Urban Meyer was the problem for Trevor Lawrence. Are we done? Are we out of excuses for Trevor Lawrence? Sean, are we done or are there more? Please advise.
There has been, I mean, you think back to when he was a freshman in college. There were people that were openly saying, this guy is better than a vast majority of NFL players right now. He was 19 years old. I mean, that type of stuff was coming out left and right. And I don't know what happened in the last few years. There was a trajectory. Remember the great comeback in the playoff? But there was a little trajectory. Not the trajectory that people made it out to be, but you were starting to see a trajectory, and then it was gone.
Yeah. And shout out to JP Shadrick. He's a beat reporter for the Jaguars. We talked to him yesterday, and he even brought up, for all the things that Trevor Lawrence does well, it's just the mistakes that he makes, in late game situations that has really held him back. But
he's a bum.
Shad Khan, he also mentioned that Shad Khan is not an owner that normally, fires people during the season, but he even said that Doug Peterson's job is most definitely, up for discussion at the end of the year.
Walking.
Yeah,
he's a dead man walking. There's no doubt about that.
It's a wrap. It's been a wrap. It's going to be a wrap.
Yeah.
Spenny, tell them about Lady Jane's, man.
Lady Jane's, you can walk into any Lady Jane's near you and get an amazing haircut. You can scan that QR code in the corner up there, and you can get a $20 haircut. Where else are you getting a $20 haircut? Lady Jane's, that's where. It's not just a haircut, though. It comes with a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, and hot towel treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Let's talk about Caesar Sportsbook, everybody, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Again, the QR code on your screen right now. Use the promo code Woodward1000. And guess what? You make your first deposit, you make your first bet. If your first bet loses, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet, all the way up to $1,000. You want to get in on the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight like Sean Belizean does? Scan the QR code on the screen. Take a risk-free swing at it. Use the promo code Woodward1000. And guys, look, the app is clean. It's easy to navigate. It's visually appealing. That stuff matters. It's not going to sit there and glitch out. If you're doing live game betting, all of that stuff, they're elite. Caesar Sports, they're one of the staples of the sports betting community. So you know the app is going to be smooth. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule down in Lawrence, Kansas. Sean Belizean at the Woodward Sports Compound in Birmingham, KG. Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. Like Flannel has. Trevor Lawrence is better than people think. He's still been disappointing these last two seasons.
He's a bum.
Well, he's in his fifth season, so that's 40% of the time he's been disappointing. Stop telling me this stuff. Like, stop with it. What's your favorite Trevor Lawrence season, by the way? Is it, I don't know, the one he had 21 touchdown passes? The one he had 25 touchdown passes? Because that's the highlights. He's mid. Like, get that through your guys' head. He's mid. I know his hair's long and it's blonde. I understand that. They stink. And there's always an excuse. There's always an excuse for this guy, man. All the time.
But Neil, he won a playoff game.
All right, moving on. All right, moving on. NFC North nickel package. Nickel package
North,
Friday.
Nickel package. First question of the NFC North nickel package. If the NFC North isn't the best division in football, what division is?
Well, I mean, I was told it's the AFC East, right? Because you got the Buffalo Bills and you got the Miami Dolphins, and of course you have Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets, and the Patriots are up and coming. I was told that. The Jets are 3-7. What? With Aaron Rodgers? All right, it's got to be the AFC North then, right? It's got to be. They got the probable MVP in Lamar. You got the Cincinnati Bengals.
You got it.
Because the Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase is one of the elite combinations. The Bengals are 4-6. What?
Steelers.
What is it? The NFC? I guess it's got to be the NFC North then, right, Sean? There's no other alternative.
You know what I say? I think this is where we have to call ourselves out. Okay, if we as Lion fans go ha ha giggle giggle at the Minnesota Vikings, you're a fraud. And if we have no fear of the Green Bay Packers, then simultaneously we can't turn around and tell everybody we're the biggest and baddest out there. And I think we're all guilty of that. I'll take the NFC North. I'll take the 4-6 Cincinnati Bengals over any of the other crap in our division. I think the Bengals will go out and beat any of those teams.
I mean, guys, that NFC West. No, I'm joking.
All right.
Hey, you guys talking AFC North, and you haven't mentioned the best team, the number one team in the AFC North. What are we doing here?
The
Pittsburgh
Steelers. Yeah.
Russell Wilson. Come on. George Pickens.
Oh, no, stop.
Mike Williams.
George Pickens may be one of the most electric players to watch play football because you don't know if he's going to make an insane one-handed catch or fight somebody out there. It's awesome.
Mike Williams going to revive his career over there.
Mike Tomlin. If you want to talk Pittsburgh Steelers, then you bring up Mike Tomlin first. People forget. I know they're like, oh, Russ, and they're 7-2. Justin Fields is 4-2. All right? Like, remember that, everybody.
Do you know what's insane? Like, literally, Neil, our parents were in elementary school, okay? Like, legitimately. The Steelers have had 3 coaches since our parents were in elementary school. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's so wild.
The way that franchise does business is phenomenal. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, and there's still not enough said about Mike Tomlin.
Could you imagine being the next guy that's the Steelers head coach, though?
Oh, my gosh.
The expectations.
Like, the amount of pressure on you.
Jeez.
Oh, Jesus.
It's crazy.
I'm just saying.
No, absolutely.
I would take the Steelers and the Bengals over the Packers and the Vikings any day.
Same.
All right, next question of the NFC North nickel package. Packers at Bears. So does this mean we are rooting for the effing Bears? I'm rooting for the first Lake Michigan tsunami.
No, that's real.
I want 70 feet waves. I mean, where that stadium
It's
is,
the garbage
it'll wash
bowl.
it all away, and they can go build into their new stadium. So, yes.
In the chat, Mike Bell, Nickel Package Fridays get me going. Me too, Mike Bell. We love them here, so glad that you guys like them as well. Here's what I've found. Sean, you want to know the biggest thing I've learned about having a good football team? That when you're watching the rest of these games, you're always rooting for the ratty-ass teams all the time. You're always rooting for the Panthers and the Bears and the Jaguars. You notice that, man? The Broncos, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a weird dynamic to be sitting around just rooting for these bum-ass teams all the time. But the answer to your question is yes, because the Bears are no threat because they have a quarterback that hasn't had a touchdown pass in a month. So, yeah, I guess you are rooting for the Bears.
Put another game ahead of the Packers. I'm sorry, that's one old bit. Just like last year, whether we want to admit it or not, I don't care. We all sit back. There's that gene in our body. We saw it happen too many times. You're like, oh, no, the Packers are right on our heel and stuff like that. We know that we're better, just like last year, but we all fear it. Get the Packers another exit behind us, though.
There's no way the Packers lose this game. The Bears suck.
I couldn't agree more, but I'm rooting for the Bears.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Hey, Spenny, real quick. Do you think Caleb Williams will throw a touchdown pass for the first time in a month?
No.
I wouldn't put my money on
it. That's weird. I was told they're not going to need their punter a lot. I was told that by Caleb Williams.
He did say that. You're not going to be punting a lot.
Can you look up the Caesar Sportsbook? What are the numbers? I mean, the law of averages says he has to throw one, right?
I wouldn't put my money on it.
DJ Moore's walking out on plays.
Their punter has more punting yards than Caleb Williams has passing yards.
I was gonna send that to you, Neil. I knew you was gonna appreciate
That's
that.
a good thing.
He's not going to be punting that much, though. He's not going to be punting that much, remember. All right, next question of the NFC North nickel package. The Vikings are in Tennessee. They should improve to 8-2. That equals playoffs, right?
I did that for you, Neil. I did that. Like I came up with that one for you.
Yes, if they win. If they win. Like, contrary to where the Lions were playing the Titans at home, having the Jaguars at home right now, that weird spread, why is it 5? You know what I'm saying? Why are people putting money on the Titans? It's going to be tougher than you think. I honest to God believe that this reeks of a game the Vikings lose, though, doesn't it, Sean?
I swear.
We give them no chance to lose.
Yes.
It reeks of a Vikings loss.
Yes. I'm at the point, though, Neil, where, like, if they do win and they're 8-2, it's beyond catastrophic if you can't find a way to get 2 more wins. It's beyond catastrophic, especially looking at their schedule. Could they go 10-7? Yeah, I mean, there might only be 2 more wins on it. But I think we are all kind of getting to the point, even with the fun that we're having with the Viking fans, and you especially, the Vikings look like a playoff team because of circumstances.
No doubt. And yeah, you win this game and you got 8 wins and you're 8-2. You are in the playoffs. There is no question about it. Plus, I need him to keep winning because I want the 49ers out.
Keep them out.
To quote Spencer Raxter, I want him dead. So, in order for that to happen, you need the Vikings to keep the Niners. Yeah, absolutely, man. 100%. Shout out Screwface.
It's fair. All right, next question. Final question of the NFC North nickel package. Oh, sorry. No, this is question number 4. 4 divisional playoffs left for the Lions, 3 at home. Are we going to go 6-0 in the division?
Looks that way.
I mean, everything on the up and up. I don't see how you can't if we're gonna be consistent with ourselves and sit here in the chat and say I don't see another Lions loss on the schedule or show me the path of them losing 2 games or something like that. I guess you have to say that, right? That they're going to run the table in this division. The heavy lifting's done. You got the win at Minnesota. You got the win at Green Bay. Certainly the Chicago game in Chicago is going to be a difficult one.
That's the one everybody worried about.
So,
yep.
Yeah. Neil, I mean, go ahead.
No, to that point, that I hate myself for thinking that way, but I think they are. And I'm remembering the game in Soldier Field last year. That's fresh in my mind. And I'm remembering Thanksgiving Day game. And I'm still saying, yeah, if you asked me at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't have said, would you have said 6-0 at the beginning of the year? I wouldn't have said 6-0. I'm serious. And right now, I honestly feel that way.
Yeah, the Chiefs aren't going to go 6-0 in their division. Like, you just...
Oh.
No.
Oh, they got him.
They got him.
The Fruit Bowl.
The Fruit Bowl.
No, but I mean, Spenny, KG, you guys get what I'm... That's why I came up with that question. I'm calling myself out more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, honestly... If you told me 6-0 at the beginning of the year, KG, I would have said you're a slack.
I wouldn't have said 6-0, but I definitely would have said 5-1 because I mean, if you look at the past 3 years, the Lions have ran the NFC North. I mean, they went, I think 5-1 the first in 2022. Then they went 4-2 last year. So I mean, the North is theirs for the taking. Even the Packers. I've never believed in Jordan Love like that, and as you see, he's having a down year. I know he dealt with some injuries, but they're the biggest threat to us. But everybody else, the Vikings, the Bears, I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yep. All right, we got Neil with us. There he is.
He's back.
Hi, Neil.
Yeah, got a phone call there, so my apologies. Had it on the airplane mode too. No, but again, you don't call for teams to go undefeated in a division. You don't. It just doesn't happen that way. The Chiefs lose division games all the time. So I just don't see it.
It's fair. It's fair. All right, final question of the NFC North nickel package. The Bears haven't played a divisional game yet. How many can they win?
They'll win 1, maybe 2. Again, at home.
Yep, they'll knock somebody off at home. I don't know who. I'm serious. I'm still terrified of that game when we go there. I'm not gonna lie. I am. I think they end up 1-5 in the division.
Yeah, I mean, again, just the nature. They are still a good team defensively. Games always suck inside that stupid ass stadium that they have that looks like a spaceship. with the wind blowing and the cold and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Bears will get one. They'll get maybe two, and they'll definitely get one to two on the road, no doubt about it. Let's talk about second best, everybody. That's right. On 42 Watson Street. We do the Woodward Sports pregame show live from there. But guess what, everybody? This is going to be the new spot in the Detroit scene for pregame. It's a couple blocks away from LCA, which means it's a couple blocks away from Comerica Park, Ford Field, all of it. You can be right in the middle of it. You can have some of the best chicken wings and the best chicken sandwich in the game. There's tons of Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey in the place as well. All your drinks. Guys, if you haven't been out there yet, it's an electric spot. I'm telling you, it's going to be my go-to, even when I'm not working or whatever. If I'm just going down to a concert, LCA, whatever, I'm sliding through second best, 42 Watson Street. Second best, come get some.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you could win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
U-E-L-I-N, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. What? You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us Winter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside of Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly, hey!
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule here for New Holland Brewing Company. That's right. They made the very best drink in the drink game. It's taller. Absolutely. The Dutch long drink. How does it work? Well, they take the New Holland Brewing Company small batch gin. They mix it up with a grapefruit puree, and what happens? Magic happens, everybody. It's my favorite drink to drink, bottom line. If I weren't here at work tonight, I would be getting some to watch Tyson Paul. Tomorrow night, UFC. I would go get more taller because it is my favorite drink in the drink game. I'm not kidding you guys, man. And I've had a lot of you reach out and say, hey, I'm on it. Thanks for getting me on it. I love it. If you haven't yet, you guys need to. Meyer Total Wine. Play the hits, everybody. Get in there and get you some taller from the New Holland Brewing Company. All right, we're keeping it pushing. Hour number 2 of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule here in Kansas. The Golden Grizzlies and the number 1 Kansas Jayhawks tomorrow. Sean Belizean back in the Birmingham estate of Woodward Sports. KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. Nickel Package Friday. Alan W. Neil, I saw a Vikings fan suggesting we should all sacrifice one divisional game to the Bears in order to keep Eberflus, in order for him to keep his job.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy.
It's not a bad move.
I would do that if the
Right?
Vikings are down.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad move. So yeah, everybody, let's get into it. We've done the Lions, we've done the NFC North. Let's go across the NFL, Spenmo.
All right, first question of the NFL nickel package. Is Lamar Jackson the MVP?
Yes.
Again?
Yes.
It's trending that way. I will raise you this, and Sean, you know I like to do this here, where I like to alert the people of what they're going to be dealing with on Monday before they have to deal with it.
Yep.
Here's going to be the new media creation on Monday. And like you might say, well, it's not a creation. People have been talking about it already. But now the narrative will be pushed. When the Bills beat the Chiefs this weekend, you're going to see Josh Allen officially enter the fray. And you're going to see him pushed. You're going to see all your favorite 4-letter network shows. That's going to be the thing. Is Josh Allen really the MVP because he's not turning the football over? That's going to be the talk you'll see on Monday. So I would expect Josh Allen to jump back into that discussion in the mainstream. But guys, when you look at these numbers and look at what Lamar Jackson's doing again, and I was on wax saying, I really don't think that the NFL and the NFL writers and the media and all that stuff will give it to him a third time. But guys, he's so far ahead of the rest of the pack right now where, Sean, I don't see another out.
I hate to say this. You had the exact same take that I had, so I guess I'm just going to have to repeat it. I love Josh Allen. I think the Josh Allen hype train is going to start up, especially based on what you just said, because I wouldn't be surprised at all if that didn't happen, but it's Lamar Jackson.
It's got to be.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
He's the best
Mike
pocket
G.
passing quarterback in the NFL right now, and he's also the best running quarterback in the NFL.
Thank you. Like, people don't want to accept that, but he is.
Mm-hmm.
And
he
fires bullets.
Can I bring something up, because this ties into what we heard about Trevor Lawrence? This is why I have mad respect for scouts and I have mad respect for prognosticators, but what are we talking about? The two names at the top of the list are two guys that I was told by way too many people are not going to be National Football League quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who was the best prospect and Lord knows how long is flailing. Isn't that amazing how that works itself out?
Wait a minute. I was told by people at the network mere minutes ago that, sure, the last 2 seasons have been disappointing, but he's still very good. Was I lied to?
He's a bum. All right, next question of the NFL nickel package. Will a quarterback be taken number 1 in the 2025 draft?
Yes.
Yes, Sean.
Yeah,
and I know you don't want to say it. I can see the look on your face right now, Sean. You don't want to say, Neil, you're right. You don't want to say it. I know, but you know, Sean, as well as I do. Hope sells. Drafting a quarterback is the religion of the NFL. It is the religion. It is the ultimate hope meter. Teams will mortgage their future. Look how many times it's been done. And someone will do it again, Sean.
I cannot believe, number one, okay, we can have that conversation. But every year people fall for just that, Neil. Do you remember last year the slander against J.J. McCarthy? J.J. McCarthy isn't a first-round pick. There was absolutely no doubt in my mind that guy was going top 15.
Yeah.
That's it. This league is all about hope. Every year, you wait till draft season starts, and you're going to hear all these people pontificate, this is the worst quarterback class I can remember. And 4 or 5 guys are going in the top 15.
Yeah.
Set your watch to it, man. Get used to it. It isn't going anywhere.
The real question is...
Go ahead, KG.
No, I said the real question is, will it be the Giants or will you see Jerry trade up and go get the Sanders boys? What you think, man?
No, you certainly could see that, but again, it's undefeated, and that is exactly probably how it's going to go down. Someone will be desperate, someone will mortgage the future, and they'll move up to get the quarterback. But I will say this: it is justified from this perspective. It's the biggest value in sports. The quarterback rookie contract versus the superstar NFL quarterback contract is the biggest value in sports. And if you have that, i.e. the 49ers, your window stays open for a very, very long time. It just does. But the hook is the cost of acquisition. That's what tilts the scales to me, Sean. The cost of acquisition it's too great for me. It's too great, but hey, teams continue to do it. Show me when it's worked, by the way, Sean. Just off the top of your head, show me when it's worked.
It's amazing. And you know what? I mean, going back to what KG just said, look at the 2 teams that we're talking about. You have people in their personnel department that not only made a mistake, but doubled and tripled and dug their stubborn heels into the ground as deep as they could. Danny Dimes is worth it. We're gonna give Danny Dimes contract number 2. Dak Prescott. And again, this is Jerry Jones trying to tell everybody that he's the smartest guy in the room, like he did with Quincy Carter 20 years ago. Dak was a cute little quarterback at Mississippi State. I'm not taking anything away from him. And Dak is a mid guy in the National Football League at best. But you can't admit defeat. That's where the stubbornness comes in. And you have to be able to say, hey, you know what? I tried and it didn't work. We have to go in a different direction. I'm going to be intrigued to see if those 2 franchises do that, because something tells me they aren't gonna. And I think that's good for everybody else in that division.
And in the chat, DNC ENT said the Cowboys just paid Dak. No, I understand that, which probably puts them more in the mix to get a rookie quarterback because that's the only way you can make it work because you can't pay 2 of them. So that theoretically could be the only way that you could make it work. Next down, Spenny.
Next down of the NFL nickel package. Will Aaron Rodgers be the Jets quarterback next year?
They saying they are.
I don't know what else you can do if you are the Jets. Sean, I don't know what else you can do because here are the scenarios. These are the 2 scenarios that we're talking about right now. If you're the Jets and you say, yes, Aaron Rodgers is our guy, on March 1st, his salary becomes $39 million guaranteed. That's the one scenario. The second scenario, you say, no, we're going to move on. Okay, you get $58 million of dead cap on your cap right now. It has to be Aaron Rodgers. This is basically the Dak Prescott for the Jets.
Yep.
Where there's never a world where it's not going to be Aaron Rodgers next year. Because what's that world? What are you going to do? So again, Sean, it can't not be Aaron Rodgers.
You know what? I will add this. The only way it's not Aaron Rodgers, and this is so minuscule because you know that man and his ego, is if he says at the end of the year, I don't want to do this anymore. And he will not allow himself to do that. He will not allow himself to do that.
Boom. You psychoanalyzed it, Sean. It's absolutely perfect. There is not a world where he is not the quarterback for the Jets next year because he won't allow it. And for the Jets, it can't be any other way. It can't be. Fourth down.
Fourth question of the NFL nickel package. Will Bill Belichick be a head coach in the NFL next season?
I think so. It's just like when you look around, when you see him doing TV or on an Instagram reel or something like that, Sean, do you just see it in his eyes that he's like, what am I doing here?
Yep.
What am I doing? I'm a football coach, man. He is like we talked about with Tua. Tua will if it means dying on the football field, he'll do it because that's what he does. I think Bill Belichick's the same way. He just can't not coach.
Could you imagine Jerry Jones going and getting him? Because I could, and I'm not even being funny when I say that.
Yeah.
Bill Parcells.
Shador and Bill Belichick.
Who thought? Like honestly, Bill Parcells, the guy who bitched forever about why ask me to be the chef if I can't go buy all the ingredients, and that's why he simply left Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots, went to the place with the guy that is the ultimate chef in Jerry Jones. I mean, that's how crazy the National Football League is, and it doesn't make any sense, just like it didn't make any sense for Bill Parcells. But Jerry, or Jera, as it were, Jera is a promoter. Jera knows that there'll be buzz. Honest to God, Neil, it wouldn't shock me in any way, shape, or form.
The difference is Bill Parcells didn't win 6 Super Bowls. So I have a hard time seeing Bill Belichick really wanting to consolidate power in that aspect and just have him coach and not be able to pick the players. I just don't see that. But
Bill Parcells, though, back in the day, because he won the Super Bowls with the teams he won it, that guy's credit line was sky high.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it really was. That guy's credit line was sky high.
And that's damn near about the last time the Jets were good, right? In the late 90s when Bill Parcells was the coach. I mean, if we're being real about it, maybe when Braylon was there, and that's about it. Those are your Jets' glory days, everyone. Fifth down, Spenny.
Fifth down, final question of the NFL nickel package. The Athletic says the 49ers have a 45% chance to make the playoffs. Were Spenny and Neil right about the Cardinals?
That's odd, man, that you talk about yourself in the third person like that when you ask me questions, Spenny. But hey, you're vain like that. I think both things are true here. I'm not ready to anoint the Cardinals the division champions when they have a 1-game lead over the 49ers because it boils down to this. When the Cardinals are in San Francisco, I don't expect them to win. Conversely, when they play San Francisco at home, I don't expect them to win. That's in the show me camp. They have to show me that they're ready to take that step. Now, Spenny and I, we were right about the Cardinals because they flipped everything in the path of one draft. They made a couple of bold draft moves. They traded up to get some guys that were non-quarterbacks, by the way, and it worked out. Will Anderson, you look what Houston did. with Will Anderson. They made a bold move. It was a non-quarterback move. They went up there and they got right. And the Cardinals ran that exact same Houston blueprint this last draft. And it's paying dividends, man. And Kyler Murray, no one's talking about Kyler Murray. He's playing pretty damn well.
You guys, San Francisco's going to win that division. Let's drop all pretenses. Let's drop the pretenses of maybe San Francisco doesn't make the playoff. San Francisco's going to win the division, thus they make the playoff.
No, I look. I'll give you the Florida Evans with that one, Sean. Damn. But you're right. They are. They're gonna win the division. There's no doubt about it. In the Woodward Sports chat thread, Mike G. This chat has zero belief in Oakland basketball for Saturday just because Hunter Dickinson is a Jayhawk. Why would you say that, Mike G? You told me that Hunter Dickinson stinks and the Michigan program will be better off without him. You told me that. He also said, I think Oakland is due for a bounce-back game against Kansas. I know it's not like we're going into a tough place like Wake Forest, right? Like that'd be really difficult to go into.
Here you go.
Tell them about Mark White, Spenny.
Mark White will save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs if you're looking to buy or sell your home. Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. Again, Mark White will save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. He's the best choice when you're looking to buy or sell your home.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward Sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belizian, and the Heavyweights. Great drinks like Tangerine Space Machine and Taller Long Drink, a great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame party, live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Come get some.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule for FeldmanAuto.com. That's right, there's 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. We know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer. But what if you want a Ford? What if you want a Kia? Just go to FeldmanAuto.com. They're rooted in Detroit. They've been around since 1996. They do great work in the community with the Children's Miracle Network, hospitals as well. It's as Detroit as it gets, everybody. Go to FeldmanAuto.com today. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Nickel Package Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belizian, Spencer Raxter, KG. I'm here in Lawrence, Kansas. Golden Grizzlies, Jayhawks tomorrow. Woodward Sports chat thread, you're all locked in. Keep it up. Hey, push that like button since you're in there, as a matter of fact. KG, in the chat, Max Smith, Neil is really tapped in with the Black Culture 100. We had breaking news. KG, we had breaking news earlier. According to DQ Cole, Jamal Kane, Pontiac Legends, I'm good in any hood. I don't need to check in. I can verified. I can roll in whenever I want, KG. This is a big development, isn't it?
It is. It is. I kind of didn't believe you when you said it at first, but now that we got the confirmation, I can put in a good word to the delegation. We working on it, man. It might be New Year's, but don't give us a time window, all right?
I like how just during this show it's moved from Christmas time to New Year.
We working on it, man.
Wait, listen, Black Santa might have something to say about that, though. That's the only way that this might speed up. I mean, if Black Santa chimes in,
that's
KG,
a big
all
word.
bets are off.
Yeah, that's a big word.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Mike G, bring a hard hat, Neil. Hunter's going to be dunking like a grown man. I was told he stinks.
The
you
cuck
told
chair
me that.
is crazy.
Michigan fans.
Sitting in the cuck chair is crazy for Hunter Dickinson.
It is.
Like, I don't understand that.
And he is garbage.
I didn't even do that with Keon Coleman. When Keon Coleman went to Florida State, I was like, all right, still like you, but fuck you. Caping for Hunter Dickinson is insane.
Benny.
Wow.
There it is right there. There it is right there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Got one in every hotel.
The cuck chair. Hunter sucks, Neil.
All right, speaking of college, let's talk some college football, and let's stick with the Big Ten first. First question of the Big Ten nickel package. Speaking of Michigan, does Bryce Underwood end up at Michigan? Yes or no?
Ha!
I don't see how. Again, it's not just Michigan fans are caught up because they're so new to this, right? This name, image, and likeness space. They don't understand. It's not just the biggest offer. That's not what this is. This is a lot of money with fit, with a competent coaching staff, a coaching staff that you believe in. And Sean, that's it right there. Like, Michigan fans are going to talk about the money, and they're going to talk about, everyone's going to say this quarterback development at LSU, and look at the league right now and everybody that's been in there. What about Tom Brady? What about J.J. McCarthy? All that kind of stuff. And yes, LSU got blasted the other night. Okay, they did. But Michigan's a middle-of-the-road team in college football. They're a Motor City Bowl football team right now, off a natty. So, Sean, when you start adding all these things up, it's pretty clear that he's going to end up at LSU.
I posed this question last night before the news broke late, so I apologize for that. But, Neil, I'm going to use one of your lines, but not use it in the context in which you use it. I was told that he has no interest in going to Michigan.
Yep.
Period. End of story. That, and I think they could up it to $12 million, and that's where his head is at right now. I was told. Now, that's a sincere I was told, okay? Not the Neil Rule trademark I was told.
Anytime I say I was told, it's because I was told, Sean.
All right, Neil.
No, but Sean,
all right, Neil.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I am glad that you talked about that. And really, when you break it down, look at the state of the program right now. Yeah. Why would he have an interest in going there? For real. Why would he have an interest?
Think about it, though. The flip side to that is this, and KG and I were talking about this. You're 15 minutes away down 94. You got your family's right there, your crew's all right there. In a perfect world, that should be the perfect coming together, and it's not.
Right.
That should tell you something.
And Neil, I keep trying to tell you, all Michigan fans are not built alike. I think this goes a long way. Of course, it was going to be hard to land a Bryce Underwood, but just the fact that it got reported that they offered so much money to him, I think that paves a way going forward for them to be able to bring in talent, because people will look up and see, oh, okay, yeah, they're having a down year, but this is still a former national champion, and now they're willing to ante up in the checkbook. So you may not get the big fish, but there's plenty of other fish out there. I think it's a good thing, regardless of the result.
And E.J. Holland.
I would. Oh, sorry, Spenny. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say E.J. Holland just put out a tweet not too long ago. He's the insider for Michigan recruiting for the Wolverine. He said Brady Hart, quarterback 1. So not only is he giving up on Bryce Underwood, he's giving up on Jaden Davis as well.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But go ahead.
Tell me more, KG. Hey, KG, real quick. Do you think Michigan was better off without Hunter Dickinson?
Yes.
Not a chance.
Okay.
He can't be your
Right.
he can't be your 1A player. Now I understand the coaching was horrible too. Don't get me wrong, but on a well-coached team.
Hey, KG, I'm noticing a theme here.
What?
No, the coaching was horrible. Okay.
Clearly the coaching was horrible with Michigan basketball. Come on, let's not do that, Neil. But at the same
I thought you were
time,
talking about Michigan football right now.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about Hunter Dickinson.
I don't know. I'm just noticing a theme. That's all. All right, second down.
Oh, my God. Get on somewhere, man.
Second down, second question of the Big Ten nickel package. Illinois only favored by 2.5. MSU coming off a bye. So is Illinois. Can MSU win in Champaign?
You guys that understand this betting game better than I, can you explain it to me?
No.
I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Neil, help. Seriously, help me.
Sean, you know what that means. You know what that means. You know what that means, Sean. In no world should they be under a field goal. In no world, right? Illinois beat Michigan, right?
Yeah, stand on business, Neil. MSU gonna take it. Go ahead, stand on business. You believed in us so much. Believe in MSU like that.
I have to see it. I do, Sean. I have to see it. Like, what?
Totally.
In what? For
I have
what
no idea.
reason would you have to believe?
None.
That,
Chuck Brantley's hurt too.
Right. I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish
No.
I could.
What reason would you have to believe that Aiden Child's Turnover Inc. will not be open on the weekend? Will not be on mandatory 50-hour weeks for the Turnover Factory to just continue to pump out turnovers, because that's exactly what he does. So I have no reason to believe that it will stop. And if you do it on the road, you have a hard enough time winning at home when you do it. You damn sure aren't going to do it on the road and win. So I can't. It smells fishy. It does. Like it's weird. It's odd. I can't see it. I'll have to see it to believe it.
You know what is very telling to me is the cult of Childs hasn't hammered me the last couple weeks, because for a while you could check the boxes. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? He's 19. He's incredibly talented. And I would say, who isn't saying he's 19? Who isn't saying that you see flashes of it? Why are you not acknowledging?
They're protective over him like he's their child.
Right. He hasn't been good.
Yeah.
It's okay to say it because it's reality. And I think all of us, our whole gosh damn, we're so sick and freaking tired of being told we're not seeing what we don't see. Because we've had so much of that in our lives from every gosh damn direction. And what's very telling to me is those people that were really angry at me just a few short weeks ago, I haven't heard from any of them. Like Nia, I started calling it the cult of Childs. And Spenny and I were joking about it off the air. Like, yes, I know he's 19. I do. Yes, I have seen some things. But we have to also talk about he's turning the ball over way too much. And those brief glimpses are few and far between. Like, don't lie about it. Let's just be honest. I'm not even saying the kid's not going to make it yet. I'm not even to that point yet. However, let's call him what he is right now. And what he isn't good.
Incomplete.
No, and Sean, this is the other side of the NIL and all that kind of stuff. When you start pushing 7 figures, it doesn't matter how old you are.
You got it.
It just doesn't. Like, that stuff. The whole world changes. This is professional sports now. Make no mistake about it. When you're getting paid for a service, it's professional sports, and that's where we are. And it's not good enough. Yeah. And you look. If you're a Michigan State fan, and I give Spenny all the credit in the world because he's a truther about this stuff. Spenny doesn't care. Produce. They produce the money. You produce the results. Mm-hmm. That's just the way that it goes. And if I'm mean because of that, then I'm sorry. I can't help you.
This isn't the world where people would say, oh, you got to remember, these are college kids. These are amateur kids. He's getting $857,000, man.
He's not an amateur.
You got it.
Thank you. Spenny, you want to do the break right now? You want me to tell about KDK Law?
Yeah, I was just about to say we'll go to break real quick, but before we do that, I gotta give a quick hate shout out. Quick hate shout out to Simeon Barrow and Derek Harmon. These guys, I see them playing for Miami and forever. These big interior defensive lines. Fuck you guys, man. Our defense would have been so fucking good because they are damn good defensive linemen.
Hell
Those
yeah.
2 guys in the middle, they would have made our defense damn good if they would have stayed. I was so happy seeing Miami lose. That's what you get, Simeon Barrow.
Hey, Spenny, don't be mad at them. Be mad at your collective.
Yeah.
Be mad at your people. Be mad at your donors. Don't be mad at them,
They were
Spenny.
Mel guys. They were Mel guys, and the writing was on the wall. When Mel got fired, they're going to lose a lot of those recruits, and those were two huge losses to that defensive line.
Your business community should have stepped up.
Yeah.
They didn't. But hey, if you got business like divorce, family business, family law, family issues going on, KDK Law, that is the move for you. I know we laugh and joke, and it's a nickel package Friday, and we're yucking it up. But this stuff's serious right now. Are you losing sleep? Going through divorce, going through child custody, child visitation, all of it? Get yourself a squad. KDK Law has over 10 years experience in the game. KDK Law has 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on the screen right now. KDK Law, if you mention Woodward Sports, will pay your filing fee. But guys, I always tell you this. This isn't about getting a filing fee paid for. This is about getting the results that you need to have to move on with your life. KDK Law, Kevin and Catherine, that's it. You need excellence on your side. You need KDK Law.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
You can now profit from being ugly. Have you outkicked your coverage? Is your significant other much more attractive than you? All you got to do is take a picture of her looking great and you looking like yourself.
Ugly.
Post it on Twitter, tag us or Instagram, use hashtag Woodward Tickets, follow and tag Woodward Sports, and you could win 2 tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game. Make sure you post and tag us before November 22nd to enter. If you're ugly, you could be at the Thanksgiving Day game if you got a hot girlfriend or wife. Shout out Les Stanford.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Nickel Package Friday. Neil Rule here in Lawrence, Kansas. Spencer, Raxter, KG, and of course my guy Sean Belisha, my friend, in the Woodward compound in Birmingham. Happy to have you all with us. Jump into that chat. Get your thoughts out there as well. Click that like button since you're on there. Also,
Yes.
Shall we continue with our Big Ten Nickel Package?
Yes, let's. Third question of the Big Ten Nickel Package. 17 of 18 teams in the Big Ten have a chance to be bowl eligible. Is that a problem?
No, it's not a problem. It's exactly the design of all this. It was never not going to be like this, Sean. Like, this is what it's all set up for. And we have more about this, too, in the upcoming college football nickel package. So I'll kind of connect the dots on it. But, Sean, it was never not going to be like this.
I love it, and I know there are some snobs out there. I am somebody, I still put a premium on bowl season. I'm sorry. I always say this, when people go, oh, I can't believe that there are too many bowl games, or who gives a crap about that? It's like, don't you like college football? Like, seriously, wait, you're complaining about more games. Let's take a step back for just a second. You're complaining about more games. Does that make sense? You're complaining about seeing your team one more time.
Right.
Does that make sense?
This is what you
wanted.
wanted.
Or are you one of those fans, you're only a fan when you're 10-2 and going into the playoff or whatever the case may be. I've never understood that argument. I have been shit on for that forever because, Neil, I am one of those guys, as I know you are. I am all in on December 14th when the Poulon Weed Eater Bowl or whatever bowl it is that particular season kicks off the bowl season. If I'm home, if I'm around, that's what I'm watching.
No, it all goes back. A good friend of mine told me one time, do you want more college football or less college football? I want more college football. And Sean, you and I, maybe we're dorks. It's probably true, college football dorks. But with that being said, Sean, yes, even with the depleted rosters, even with guys making business decisions, like it looks like some guys on Michigan have already, even through all of that, what?
I was just looking at KG. I wanted to see if there was a reaction. That's all.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right. Even through all that, I'm going to watch. They're on during the day. They're on during the holiday season. There's always a game on. There's always those magical Thursdays where there's a college football bowl game on from 11 a.m. till 1.
Oh.
Love every set. I know exactly where you're going, and I'll tell you what. More often than not, as we wait to get Neil back, those are epic games. I've seen so many good college football games where you have a bunch of guys out there saying, "Hey, our 7-5 team is better than your 8-4 team." I love it, and I think we talked about this last week. And I know it's not for everybody. Spenny, I'm in. Where's Michigan State going?
Hopefully it's Detroit.
Right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Like, KG, I don't know if you're the same way. If I got an opportunity
Michigan
to go
going
someplace,
5-7.
But if I got a chance to go, are you kidding me? I'm going to go. That's so good. That's so damn good. If I got a chance, I told my daughter, Spenny, my daughter's up there. I told her, listen, wherever Michigan State goes to a bowl game, we're going.
Yeah.
So if it's the Pinstripe Bowl, we're going. If it's Ford Field, we're going.
Yeah.
Count on it.
I want to go too. I won't go to the Pinstripe Bowl because I don't got bread like that. But I'll go to Detroit.
Hi, Neil.
Hello. It's good to be back there. Had a little internet duck out right there. We're back though. We're good. What down are we on?
We are at 4th down.
4th down.
Oh wait, no, 3rd down. Sorry, 3rd down of the Big Ten. No, I was right. All right, 4th down. I was looking at the wrong one. 4th down of the Big Ten nickel package. The Big Ten has 4 of the top 5 teams ranked in the college football playoff. How many games can they win? 2.
Yep. Who said that?
I did.
I'm with you. 2. That's it.
They're going to be protected class because that's the agreement, and the SEC too, guys. Make no mistake about it. This was part of the agreement. No media entity talks about that for whatever reason. This was always part of the agreement. And the SEC and the Big Ten will be protected. They'll make sure that they're around in the second round of this whole thing. They'll get the buys and all that kind of stuff. You guys see how this is shaking out, right? Like, you guys see how this is playing out, where, again, the Big Ten champion will be protected. They will get a bye. There is no doubt about it. They will feed Boise to either Ohio State or Oregon, depending on how that whole dynamic shakes out. Yes, they're going to win some games. They're going to be scheduled wins within the playoffs. So I know this going in, so I won't be surprised when they win a couple.
Penn State will lose a home playoff game, and Indiana, let's see how it shakes itself out. They will lose a home playoff game, or if they have to go on the road. I can't see either one of those teams beating anybody else in that top echelon, or at least what we think will be the top echelon.
Yeah, give me Ole Miss running into Penn State. Give that to me, Sean,
right.
Please.
Absolutely. Or could you even Miami going into Indiana or something like that? I mean, I think it would be funny to see, and it's going to be intriguing though. I can't wait for this, man. I mean, we all think we have the answers. We don't know how this is going to shake out. I think some people had a better gauge of it than others, but it's going to be fun to watch this all play out.
No doubt. 5th down, Spenny.
5th down, 5th question of the Big Ten nickel package. Thoughts on USC, UCLA, and Oregon? Nobody cares about Washington. Now that we've had time to digest it.
I mean, USC is very on brand for a Big Ten program. I get to hear about how good they used to be, and then I never get to see it. UCLA, kind of the same thing. I get to hear about how good they used to be, and I'll never see it. UCLA slides in nicely in that little Minnesota-esque standing. Oregon obviously has been very, very good for the conference. They're kind of keeping them afloat and made them look more legitimate than they are. And the Big Ten needed that. They needed Oregon in here to solidify that another playoff spot and bring in that money. And Washington, kind of the same deal. They're really volatile. I think, Sean, we've gotten pretty much what we've expected.
I love it, and I got to be honest with you, full disclosure, I hated it when it was announced, and a lot of it, Neil, goes back to our youth, because I remember Terry Donahue teams. I remember all the USC teams back when they were relevant. I remember Don James teams. You know, Oregon came late to the party, but that's what we all thought about. Back in the day, it was making it to the Rose Bowl was the biggest thing on earth for the entire conference. It just was. And so I think from a traditionalist standpoint, I hated the idea. I think it's pretty cool. I do. I think it's pretty cool, and I don't mind the travel. And what I really dig is those nights where I can turn on a game from Washington and Spenny. Sorry, I forgot Washington in that group. And there's a game coming on at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, wait a second. I get to watch a Big Ten game at 11 o'clock at night for losers like us. And I say that with the tip of the cap. Neil, we're up anyway. Now we get to watch a Big Ten game late at night as opposed to San Jose State and Fresno State. I love it. This has worked out better than I could have ever imagined.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, Let's Go Red Wings Sparty. Do they need to go back to West and East divisions? No, Let's Go Red Wings Sparty, they don't, because you lose control that way.
Yep.
The reason that they dump these divisions is so you can keep control. That's why you do that. Steve O'Baby, Neil, explain to the people how a one-loss team is overrated. Steve O'Baby, wait for the college football nickel package. That's coming up next. Spencer.
Coming up next. But first, let me tell you about the Detroit Lions watch party and post-game show live from Hayes Social. Make sure you come check in every week for the Lions games. It's going to be a lot of fun. This week's going to be a lot more stressful than last week. Or a lot less stressful than last week. Make sure you tap in. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, live at Hayes Social. Presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. It's going to be a blast. Come join us.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
U-G-L-I-N, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us Twitter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside a Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
The mama said you ugly, hey!
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, now for a limited time, has signature wings, 7 different flavors. You can try them all for yourself and choose your favorite. My personal favorite is the spicy garlic, but you can make that decision after you've tried them all. Like I said, limited time offer. Get them while you can. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com.
All right, back at it, Nickel Package Friday. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Spencer Raxter, KG, all of you, the Woodward Sports Chat thread, jump into there, coming down the stretch here on a Friday. We want more football. How about some college football? Spenny, let's do the college football nickel package.
All right, first question of the college football nickel package. So now that we are seeing bracket projections, do we like the 12-team playoff? I fucking love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Seeing that bracket just got me quarter chump.
Amen.
I know, guys. I know you do. But we didn't have 4 teams that could win the championship last year. So we damn sure don't have 12. You know what I'm saying? But I get it, though, Sean. This is like the bowl thing. Give me more over give me less. Give me more Give me less. They prefer it this way. Again, the Big Ten SEC agreement makes it more financially beneficial to them. So yeah, man, I do, and it's getting the March Madness vibes to it too. That bracket is a little bit, and but make no mistake, that doesn't give you more teams that could win.
I absolutely love the home site games. That is the most intriguing thing out of all of this to me, Neil. And if there's an opportunity for me to jump on a plane or jump in a car and find a way to get a ticket to see one of these home site games, I'm going to do that. I love that. I absolutely love that. I think, when guys like you and I went through the book of Big Ten excuses years ago of why the Big Ten didn't do more, I used to love hearing, I'd like to see these guys come play in our weather. Well, now you're going to get the opportunity to do that, and be careful what you wish for. Because it's so funny. It was one of the greatest myths ever. I mean, honest to goodness, how often do we have an inclement weather game in the Big Ten? For the amount that we talk about it, the reality is we don't get that many, okay? Now that we're moving into December, we might see some of those games, and I think that's pretty stinking cool.
Yeah, and more on that a little bit later on, too, in the college football nickel package. Second down, Spenny.
Second down, second question of the college football nickel package. USC has been put on probation for a year and received a $50,000 fine for illegal coaching activities during the fall of 22 and spring of 23. Should they cheat more?
I was told only Michigan does
that.
I was told Michigan is the only school to ever do that ever on planet Earth.
Who told you that?
No, USC is the only one that gets penalized for it. See, that's the different one there, KG.
That's the good job, Neil. Good job.
That is the difference. No, they should probably step their game up though, because it's not helping. So if you're going to get in trouble for it, you need to go all the way. You absolutely need to go all the way. It's just I am bummed about, going back to your question earlier, Sean. I'm bummed about this. We got this broke-ass version of USC in the Big Ten. I'm bummed about that.
You know what? And let me echo what you said. Look at Pete Carroll. If you're going to cheat all the way, because that way every celebrity will want to be around your program. And when you see the torches coming down the road, you just dive into the Pacific Ocean and swim up the coast, and you're going to get millions of dollars from Seattle. Cheat. Get it done. Go all the way.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Next down, Spenny.
Next down, next question of the college football nickel package. What has Texas done to deserve all this love? Their best win is a 3-point win against Vanderbilt.
Going back to the texter question earlier, the one-loss thing, all of this, and there are a ton. Penn State's another one. Texas is another one.
So.
Texas has one loss with the 80th ranked schedule, Sean. This is what I talked about earlier about the control. Janet Jackson, control. Like, this is exactly what they wanted. Exactly what they wanted. And they got it now, because you can create your wrestling characters. This is WWE. The college football playoff is WWE. Texas is the Intercontinental Champion right now. That when it comes down to it, Sean, they're just not all that. They're just not. And again, we just go back to it. It's another way to slide these types of teams in there. This is what everybody wanted, so here we are.
Two things. No, my first name ain't Baby. Let's get that out of the way right away. Okay, the second thing is, whether we want to admit it or not, do you know what sticks out to a lot of people? What they did to Michigan at Michigan. Honestly, whether we want to admit it or not, I don't care. Okay, at the time, we didn't know what Michigan was, okay? We just said, oh my gosh, can you believe Texas looked that good? And you know what? It set people's expectations here. Now, let's go. What does that win look like? You know what? I'm not asking any. I'm going to ask the Michigan fan.
What?
How good does that look? That win look now?
It looks horrible now.
It doesn't. Like, Neil,
it's not doing nothing for me now.
That's when the Texas hype went up, whether we want to admit it or not. You see this every freaking year. Hey, guys, newsflash. Do you remember what Florida State did last year? Florida State beat up on LSU the first week of the year and carried that wave the rest of the year. We see it year in, year out. People have short memories. That's when the Texas hype went up. The Texas hype went up when they went into Michigan and pounded a not good Michigan team. It's fraudulent every year.
If you down in Texas, is we still pimping out Georgia like that? Is we still walking around ripping Georgia as the premier team?
More on that in a minute, KG.
Okay, perfect.
All right, next question of the college football nickel package. Can there be a playoff without Georgia?
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And Sean, I'll work backwards on it. If Georgia rolls into Penn State that first round of the playoff game, who you betting your mortgage payment on?
Georgia. By far.
If Georgia, if Georgia rolls into Texas, who you betting your mortgage on?
Georgia.
If Georgia rolls into Indiana, who you betting your mortgage on?
Georgia.
If Georgia rolls into BYU, if Georgia rolls into Notre Dame, if Georgia rolls in anywhere, who you betting on?
Yeah. Yep.
Who's the loss? They've lost like 3 games in 4 years.
Hey,
all
Neil,
at Alabama and 1 at Ole Miss.
You really trust Carson Beck like that?
Mixed in.
Neil, listen. I'll go back to last year, and I take no respect away from Michigan. Michigan's a national champion. They should thank their lucky stars that Georgia got upset. I'd take Georgia head-to-head with that team all day. You have nothing to apologize for. Don't yell at me, KG.
No, I'm not.
You're the national champions.
Go
okay?
ahead.
Well, I was
we only got another month of that shit, so yeah. Hey, do what you got to do.
But Neil, you're at, and here's the reality. Georgia better win out. They better win out, including the winning the SEC, because if they don't, I'm not sure they get invited to the party, and I'm serious when I say that.
Well, they're on the outside looking in right now. But again, though, Sean, that was done intentionally. Make no mistake about that. That was done intentionally because it adds the intrigue to the Tennessee game this week. And then when they win, they can say, did you see the game control?
Yeah.
The game control they had against Tennessee. Like we see how this is being set up. But it's gonna work out well for Georgia. Because they're going to get in no matter what. They just have to win a home game against Tennessee that they're damn near a double-digit favorite in, which you know that they will. And after that, they got that SEC break because they play one less conference game where they got UMass, and then they got Georgia Tech, but it's at Georgia. So no, there can't be a playoff without Georgia. There won't be a playoff without Georgia.
That's fair. All right, next question of the college football nickel package. Sorry, I was trying to find a picture of Lane Kiffin, but I couldn't get one in time. What would you do to fix college football's officiating problem?
The same thing I always say about any officiating problem. If you're over the age of 55, you can't keep up with what's going on out in that football field, especially in Division I, high stakes, SEC, Big Ten, college football. You cannot keep up with what's going on. I'm not being ageist. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is you can't physically keep up with what's going on out there, Sean. That's it. That's it. That's all. Sorry.
It's too fast. It is. It is. It's too fast. There's a different speed, man. There's no doubt about it. Hey, have some fun. Get your work done. You can still help out at the MHSAA level, some Division II, maybe the MAC or whatever the case may be. But bigger, stronger, faster is real.
And to be honest, do you think they want to fix it? I mean, because controversies create conversation. Why hasn't the NFL fixed their officiating problem? They've had bad officiating for years now. I mean, I'm just saying.
They got part-time employees.
Right.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, we lost him again.
Yeah.
I think he was in pondering mode. See,
right.
KG said something so deep that he was in pondering.
I see that, yeah. Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back.
There he is. Hi, Neil.
Hey, what's up? Happy to be back, everybody.
Hi.
Just in time to tell us about Planet Fitness.
No, hey, absolutely. That's right, because there's over 2,600 Planet Fitnesses in and around the world, everybody. That is correct. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. The Black Card option is the place. $24.99 a month, and you can go to any Planet Fitness in the world. Use all the facilities. They got every workout thing that you need in there. Why are you going to pay more to lift the same weights? The weights weigh the same. They got clean facilities. Go get your shower. Go get in and on with your day. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, and the Heavyweights. Great drinks like Tangerine Space Machine and Taller Long Drink, a great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame party, live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Come get some.
Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule for our injury insider. Dr. Pierce joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards. We talk breaking sports injury news. We talk about the weekend warriors. Yes, us, you, me, everybody else. Powered by the Michigan Sports and Spine Center and MRI of Southfield. If you are that weekend warrior we're talking about, scan the QR code on the screen. Dr. Pierce gave some great advice to myself, gave some great advice to Spenny, and oh, by the way, saved Darren McCarty's career. So that's really all the credentials you need. He can certainly help you too. Dr. Pierce, our injury insider. All right, final segment of the show, final segment of the week. Big D Energy, Nickel Package Friday. I appreciate y'all sticking and staying. I'm down here in Kansas. Sean Belizean back in our studios in Birmingham. Normally we would do the sports business nickel package. We're not going to have time to squeeze that one in. So, Sean, I'm going to hit you with this one, just kind of one out of it. Ravens-Chiefs season opener last year season opener this year drew just under 30 million viewers, the most watched game of the season to this point. Will Bills-Chiefs top that number this week?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
No. I think the Thursday night thing has something to do with it. I really do. I think too many other people get lost in other games, especially if there's a good game going on. I mean, I know millions and millions of Lion fans, no matter what's happening in that game, and it's going to be a debacle down at Ford Field. I don't think it does, Neil. I really don't. I think it'll make a good run, but it might fall just short.
I think it will be. You got that prime window, that 4 o'clock window going on. And old Taylor Swift's in Toronto this weekend as well. So there could be a sighting. You know that drives the people crazy. I think the Chiefs are going to lose. That's in my Feldman picks this week. The Chiefs are going to lose. Fire up the Josh Allen MVP hype machine and get ready for it, Sean, because it's going to happen. All right, one other one for you then.
I have one for you, too, before we get out of here, if you don't mind.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Fire away.
All right, so it's Friday, December 13th. We get done with the show. I look at you, KG, and Spenny, and I say, you want to go on a road trip tomorrow? What are you talking about? Why don't we all go down to Bloomington, Indiana? Ole Miss is coming into Indiana. Would you go?
I would go to that. I would go to that. Unless Army Navy's in play, then I would go to Army Navy.
Right? Do we know where
I'm just being real with you, man.
No,
because I as much as I love Lane Kiffin, and I love Lane Kiffin. College football needs Lane Kiffin.
They do. He's a fraud, but they need him. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt, he's the showman. You know, he's like any of these other guys that are in the game as well. But for anyone who hasn't gone, you guys know it. I'm a big Army Navy guy. It's an incredible experience. And Sean, have you been?
No, I've never been. Never went. Nope.
Sean,
I know.
Bro, I'm telling you. You know I would never steer you wrong on this, Sean. You need to go see Army Navy.
That's what I hear.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do need to go see it. You need to make it. Let me know. Let me know if you ever need to go. I can help you with the tickets, all that stuff. So,
Thank you.
So certainly we would do it. Hey, I appreciate you guys, kind of being flexible with it. And Spenny, good work out of you too, kind of mixing on the fly. I only had 2 internet dropouts, so that's pretty good.
Pontiac internet.
Can I make a public service announcement real quick?
Yes.
You may. Yes.
Before we go, Don't bet money on Mike Tyson to win this fight.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Just saying. Don't do it.
Jake Paul already favored, so I'm just saying.
There's a reason for that.
Everyone in the nation's going to be tapped into it. I couldn't believe the chat today when we started talking about it. Just exploded. This has captivated people's attention, and it's going to be huge. You guys wait till the sports business nickel package next week.
Oh, I can't
when we
wait.
get all the fallout from this, man, and everything that happened.
Yeah.
It's
Go Army,
going to
beat
absolutely be. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. All right, everybody, that will do it for Sean Belizean, for KG, for Spencer Raxter, all of you in the chat. We appreciate you as always. Make sure you check out Woodward Sports pregame show. Heavyweights tonight, 5 to 7. Shout out to them as well. The watch party and the postgame party. We got you covered, man. No one's doing football better than Woodward Sports. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. Well, see you later.